The Property Lane.
Brought to you by
Alo.
Ensebo mwami mukasa.
Mutyaneyo.
Yono broka.
Yenze broka wa mayumba.
Bangambye ne nyumba za mwenungiko.
Kituufu. Oyagala yabisenge bimeka?
Nga 3.
Ebbeeyi bagigambye?
Bangambye 5.
Nedda ssebo eno zaali nnyamuuko.
Lwaki?
Anti langi gye tusiigisa ya mulembe. Anti ne valiyo y'ekitundu yalinnya.
Musiigisa ki?
Global Paints.
Mutya.
Ku siiringi tukozesa Global Mat. Ate munda ne tukozesa Global Silk Vinyl.
Singa kwetaga wabweru.
Wabweru tukozesa Global Weather Coat Emulsion.
Kusiiga gye musiiga. Ogwo omutindo okusasulira essente zonna.
Guli wumite.
Global Paint, a reliable product.
The
Welcome to the Property Lane, where it's everything real estate. My name is Catherine Nanteza and I'm your host tonight. Dear viewers, it's always fun hanging out. And for the last 2 weeks, we've been here at Pearl Marina. We are still in Pearl Marina, and now we wanted you to see the inside. We are sitting at one of the apartments and with one of the team leaders in sales. They're going to tell us the whole investment story of Pearl Marina. I'm sure some of you out there would want to put up something like this. And you're wondering, where is some of the people out of Uganda that were wondering, is Uganda a destination for business? We are here to tell you that Uganda right now is the destination for business. I mean, Nairobi is all built up. Too much construction. Our neighbors in Rwanda, yeah. In Uganda here, it's where all people are coming to do business, for tourism and everything else. Dear guests, welcome with me, Miss Sylvia. Please tell us about yourself, your name, and what you do at Pearl Marina.
Thank you so much, Catherine, for having us today and for visiting us yet again at Pearl Marina Estate.
Yeah.
My name's Sylvia Alal.
Okay.
I am the head of sales and marketing at Pearl Marina, and I'm very, very honored to be here today. And I hope we can cover a bit of ground with you.
Yeah, by the sound of your name, you are more East African than I could ever be.
Yes.
So, originally, where are you coming from?
So originally, I'm Kenyan.
Okay.
Yes, by nationality. But by no means does that mean that I have no investment in Uganda. I've been coming to Uganda for a very long time, ever since I was in school. So I have a, yes.
Yeah, we are doing quite well in education. Yes. I think we are serving the whole of East Africa.
Correct. Yes, yes. So it's a second home to me. It will always be a second home to me. I'm invested here. My family, I have family here as well. So Uganda is really a second home. So I'm very, very, very excited to see what the future holds in this country.
What trapped you here? I mean, you came for education and definitely came back for business.
Yes.
What attracted you to come and invest in Uganda?
So in Uganda, it's very interesting.
Have salam.
First, I'll say the people.
Okay.
They're very warm. They're very friendly. The culture is very strong. Okay. You have a very strong representation of what it means to be an East African. And the food. The food is also very good. Yeah. And I think Uganda has a lot of potential.
Okay.
I think the direction it's heading in, if I was to compare with Kenya, I would say we are probably at where we were in probably 2013, 2014 in terms of development.
We are not so far off.
Not at all. Not at all. The potential is great.
When one of the investors told me we are in the 1980s, at least you brought us closer.
No. I think you've done a lot, coming a long way in terms of infrastructure in the country, in terms of your international trade for agriculture is very strong here.
Okay.
So I think there's a lot more that needs to be explored. And I believe real estate plays a key role in ensuring those infrastructures are there, as you've seen in Nairobi. Once you have infrastructure and the real estate capacity to handle all these multinationals that are coming in, who are engaging in international trade, then it becomes a hub as well. And not to mention, you are next to the second biggest lake in the world.
whole world.
Yeah.
You can say that again.
Yeah, that's a very, very, very important and key resource that we have. You can see when we talk about MARINA, we really highlight the waterfront living.
And you took quite a chunk of it.
Yes.
Yeah, and talking of real estate, real estate is capital intensive.
Correct.
To make a decision to come to Uganda and invest on 300, almost 400 acres, what informed that decision?
I think at the time before coming in, of course, we are part of the Centum Group.
Okay.
And at that time, it was led by our chairman, Chris Kirubi.
Okay.
So what's important for people to realize is Centum has had a presence in Uganda for a much longer period than we have even been in real estate.
Oh, okay.
So we are listed in the stock exchange for Uganda and Kenya. So of course, our key stakeholders have always been having an interest between Kenya and Uganda as one of the oldest East African investment firms. And the opportunity came up with this gem. That is MARINA, which sits on the Garuga Peninsula. It's very uniquely placed. I'm so proud and glad that they were able to identify this opportunity at that time. The way the model works for Centum in general is that we identify the areas where there could be potential growth. We put in the investments to have a value uplift of that area. So that is what we have done here. And that was probably our goal up to the stage where we've reached now, where we can proudly say we've concluded on phase 1. We can show a proof of concept.
We can see that.
100%.
How has it been investing here and coming at such I would say it was quite a wrong timing. I mean, you had just started and then COVID hit.
Absolutely, yes.
And how was that?
I think it was very tough. I mean, the process started obviously a little bit before COVID with the land acquisition. The land tenure in Uganda is great. Your land laws are fantastic. They're very clear. I think they're probably one of the best in East Africa. So with that and the progress and everything that is going on in the market, there's no room but to grow. So initially when we came in, it was a challenge. My understanding is that there were a lot of naysayers. They felt this was not going to be a possible project. In fact, I think
can imagine.
From all the consultants, because we consult locally and international consultants who do the feasibility studies and everything, the results were not the greatest. But I have to give credit to, of course, management and top-level executives. They carried on regardless. They had a lot of faith in this, and they believed they could do something that was really fantastic and unique, especially along the shores of the lake, because it's something we've not been able to capitalize on very well, you know. So it was a challenge. The vision was not easy for people to understand at the time, but I think given your time that you've spent here over the last 2 weeks or so, you have seen what we've managed to achieve.
I've seen. It doesn't look like Uganda. I mean, it almost has that feel of Santon if you've been to South Africa.
Correct.
Like the bush or high end of things.
Yes.
So has it been rewarding?
Absolutely, 100%.
Okay.
I think even with our shareholders, because obviously as a public listed firm, you want to show value to your shareholders.
Definitely.
And given the level of investment that they put in here, you're looking at 150 million USD and above, they need to see a return. And I think at this point, they are happy because we are now entering a new phase where they will even be able to actually reap the benefits financially. So we can only go up from here, and we're giving Ugandans an opportunity to invest in this project through actual home acquisition. We want to bridge the gap because there's a 2.5 million deficit.
Yeah, and I'm told you want to scoop off a whole 4,000.
Yes, and
that's
why
quite
not?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, and how far are we with that 4,000?
So
units that you want to do?
As I mentioned earlier, we've completed a proof of concept.
Okay.
So the proof of concept was about 443 units, which are now completed.
And I'm told you've sold almost everything.
Everything, 98% of them are sold. Ugandans are in terms of supporting this development, believing in the vision, being flexible with us, even through the challenges of COVID and the rest, like you mentioned. We have managed to scale through, and happy to be part of creating that home ownership in Uganda. A key part for us is also creating tangible wealth.
Okay.
So we don't just look at it as you having a home. You know, your home is where you spend majority of your time outside of the office.
Yeah.
So you need to be in an environment that allows you to think, to grow, to have a stress-free and hassle-free environment. And I believe that's what we've been able to do.
Accomplish.
And when we get to the 4,000 homes, we are launching phase 2 now.
Oh.
It's a MARINA city. And all I can say with that, with the 4,000 home and the plans that we have in our master plan, it is attracting a lot of attention, especially from commercial investors, both local and international. So it's a very exciting time that we are in.
You know the interesting bit is earlier on when we were chatting off camera, you were saying, and also talking to some of your team members, you were saying for most people it is the product that is a problem, like selling is the problem. For you, you're running out of what to sell.
We are. It's a good problem to
That's
have.
A good problem.
Yeah,
That's a good problem. Because there's someone who wishes to start into this business of real estate, and they're asking, especially dealing with luxury, that do Ugandans have money? Will they be able to afford? I was happy to hear your problem is you're not producing as fast as the market is demanding. Can you tell me your secret?
That is absolutely accurate. I think in line with the vision, we're trying to offer something that is unique, you know, where you have organized living, communal spaces where people can are safe to go outside and play. There's security. There's also that sustainability aspect of it, which also affects your personal life, which means if you are living in an ecosystem that allows you to think and allows you to have comfort, then people will naturally be drawn to that. And I think that's what is happening, especially with Pearl Marina. I always say for Pearl Marina, to be honest, if we had like some big hotel or something here, then you'd be able to draw a lot of traffic. I think the demand is quite high.
Wow. Please say that again.
The demand is very high in Uganda. I can tell you, in Pearl Marina, once you have, we are anchored in residential development. I need you to appreciate that. So it means that we are really working together with commercial investors to come in and put in the hotel facility, sporting facilities, all this recreational, the education. We've conducted surveys, we've seen the demand is there, the capacity is there. We also have opportunities for a hospital, medical center. There's no reason for Ugandans to have to catch a flight to get quality medical services. They could get it here, and this is an environment that lends itself to preventive measures, so that you don't have to wait until you're really badly off before you can seek services to take care of yourself. I think the world is moving towards wellness, so we've seen a little bit of interest in that from a few European firms and hospitals who would like to come and set up in this environment because they believe that they can actually nurture wellness here.
Moving around, I see the unique kind of designs, and I've always complained, I'm like, we have the same type of house from Kampala to Arua to Mbale, but moving here, I see quite a number of different designs. Wasn't that a risk on your part? I mean, taking that
in an event that you...
How was it embraced by the buyers?
It was a risk because when you are developing at this scale, especially at the same time, you sort of have to standardize things. So you're not sure how people will receive it. And I'm glad that they've received it quite well because we weren't sure, especially in Uganda where people are very used to being in a standalone unit and you're not taking care of their where they are. So, you know, beyond your perimeter, it's the neighbor's problem or it's the government's problem. But in this environment, I think it offers a unique selling point to them, where we are thinking about everything, not just your house. We're thinking about your common areas. We're thinking about your access. We're thinking about your infrastructure. There's a lot that's been invested in terms of infrastructure. A part of that and a big selling point is, of course, the government supporting us with the road, Garuga Road.
Oh, was it a structured PP or just a practical one?
No, it was a practical one that was offered by government because of the level of investment that was done here.
Okay.
So if you look at Garuga a few years ago, maybe 10 years back or so.
I was here like 10 years back. The road was terrible. There's a bush around, and I'm quite surprised and impressed at the changes that have happened. Yeah.
It's very interesting because when you think about it, I talked to someone one time and they said, look, getting to Garuga, there's a Garuga resort nearby. So getting to Garuga resort felt like going on a safari. Like in the bush, just going da-da-da-da-da. But now they were shocked at how much it has changed because they had not been here for quite a long time. So when they came and they found this, 10-meter wide feeder road servicing the whole of Garuga as a whole, as a neighborhood, I think this was a very, very instrumental investment in infrastructure by the government. It allowed us to bring in a lot of services for our clients because you can imagine there's water from National Water here. We've got a dedicated power line, a 33 kVA line. Sewer. We've got. Is
there Wi-Fi?
Internet. Yes. There's internet. There's internet fiber infrastructure in place. If you've looked around, you see we have walkways, we have drainages, and a good time to visit Marina is actually when it's raining because you get to come and see there's no pools or anything. But you can't do that if it doesn't start with what the government provided us, provided this community essentially, not just Marina. It boosted our sales, it's boosted our environment, it's also boosted the local economy. It has changed it completely commercially. The value of the land has gone up. The demand is very high.
When we talk of value, let's talk about numbers. Like, for instance, when you started in 2018, what was a plot of land like here, or an acre, and what is it today? And also, in terms of numbers, when we are talking of job creation, Marina with 443 units, how have you contributed to that job creation? Of course, we see the impact in terms of infrastructure, but could you throw around some numbers?
No, of course. I think for sure I can see the impact because when it's a fully active site, we are engaging upwards of 1,200 Ugandans working on site. So those are people who are able to draw an income, feed their families, save, invest. So it's a very huge impact. And then after you've completed the development, like now we have phase 1, there are definitely at least 100 or so who are constant here on a constant basis that are serving the community. So it's created a lot of job creations. So it's a blessing to be able to give back to the community in that sense, and that's also something we're looking forward to doing when we break ground in phase 2. We'll also have again a big draw of resources that we can pull from in the community. People have settled here, they've gotten lives here, they've gotten training, in different skills, because when you come in, somebody may not have as much experience, but they learn the masonry skills, the carpentry skills, the electricians, the plumbing, standardized to a professional standard. So it motivates them. Even simple things like landscaping make a difference. People have really grown through the presence of such a development.
In terms of mindset change, because one, like you mentioned earlier, Ugandans are used to living in a standalone, and then suddenly they are apartments, but I see the apartments here like 2-3 floors. They're not that overshadowing the rest of the environment. How have people adapted to living in a community? Because other developers are finding challenges, especially to do with apartments. I mean, you bring someone from either a Muzigo kind of setting or from the standalones, and then you're throwing them in a community. They're used to pouring water outside. They're using it to flushing all sorts of things down the toilet. I mean, how has it been?
It does present its own challenges. We have a mix of client base, you know. We have people who have been exposed.
Okay.
We also, you know, people who've lived in organized communities abroad, not just in East Africa, but in the UK, in the US, and they've been a very big support doing here.
Okay.
So they're also act as like our advocates in a sense, you know. So when you're living in a community like this with apartments, of course, with a condominium title, and you know your tenant system is great, you have condominium title, you have freehold Milo. With condominium, it does come with some shared responsibilities for the community, and we are able to enforce that through our sale agreements, through our management infrastructure on site. So they see the value in it now. And it's, imagine having no headache. You don't have to to pay for an askari.
Yeah.
You don't have to get someone to collect your garbage.
Tell them why they need to pay the condominium fees.
You don't need to,
you know, people think.
You don't need to do so many things off your head. Once you pay your condominium fee, which has been split and shared with so many other users, you're able to get a quality service at a much better rate, and you don't have to go through the operational hassles of getting it done.
Don't you get people who are like, I bought a house to stop paying rent.
Yes.
This monthly fee is looking more like rent. I'm not going to pay it.
No, surprisingly not. I think that could come up in the more luxurious high-end units where you pay a bit more of a premium for service charge. But for condominium, for apartments, it's actually based on your budget.
Okay.
You understand? So whatever you're spending, it is accounted for. So you will never spend out of pocket, but you make a significant saving as opposed to if you are doing this on your own somewhere else. So I think when they weigh the two options, they feel, okay, you know what? This is value for money. There's accountability, there's safety, there's credibility as a developer. So I think for any developer, property management is also a very crucial thing, and especially for any investor, because
this person has respect
of the property. I'll tell you, let's say when we started, we were selling apartments for 34,000 for one bedroom.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
And now it's in 50s.
Now we sold the last one some time back, and it was 56.
Those are resales, or
not
you're
really.
being punished for coming late?
Yeah. You know, I think time has value. So the longer you wait, the higher the value goes up. It's based on valuation. All of our things are justified. So we don't just wake up and decide, you know what, that number sounds better today. Let's put 56,000 for a one-bedroom apartment. And I think if you look at that value, that capital appreciation for someone who came in when they believed in it off plan and bought at 34,000,
could you be having some ratios? In terms of appreciation, from the time you started till today, what are the ratios looking like in terms of capital appreciation? And then for those who bought for investment,
yes,
how is it going?
I think it's going quite well. We were working the numbers actually the other day, especially when we hit our 5-year mark.
Okay.
We only started handing over the units in August 2023, especially for the condominium. We started earlier for the villas.
Okay.
But I can give you an example. For the apartments, the ROI has been about 17%. That's high.
No.
But that is because they came in quite early.
That's the highest.
That's ROI. There's a difference when you're investing in property that you need to understand.
Okay.
You need to look at your capital appreciation, and you need to look at your rental yield.
I'm still talking of the return on investment.
Yes.
You're saying it's 17%.
It has hit 17%.
It used to be 8%. I mean, what caused that?
So this is also because it was opportunistic for those people who bought. I'm talking about the people who came in off plan.
Okay.
So the people who are gradually coming in now, they are looking at around roughly 11 to 12%.
11 to 12, if you come
ROI.
now. Or what about for the people who are coming in now for phase 2? Will they be able to hit that?
You know, that depends on a lot of things, which are, which are informed by the market, which is things like your cost of construction, your cost of services. So if those things are sustained, then you see a really good value uplift as well.
Okay.
But if they are not, then of course, then you will have a little bit of a lower return. But there hasn't been, I don't see a scenario
But
where
12
you will
is still really
it's
high.
Very good. It's very good. I think for the market...
and you said you just looked at your numbers, like this is real-time data.
Real-time data, we used our initial investors.
Okay.
It's based on our initial investors, our off-plan investors, and that's why we always say you have to take advantage of off-plan.
Off-plan.
Because it allows you to grow. You secure a good buying price, and as time goes, the value keeps going up, and you can pay against the milestones as we develop. So by the time you're completing a unit, you may see an uplift, because annually I can give you an average capital appreciation wise, you're looking at 5 to 6%.
Wow.
And then you can also now include your rental
That's
yield
still high
there.
for capital appreciation.
Yeah, for capital appreciation,
we have such figures for people who are investing in like Dubai or the US or out of Uganda.
Yes.
And we have quite a number of Ugandans I normally have these arguments with. That's why I want to repeat that before we take the break.
Yeah.
5 to 6% for capital appreciation.
At this particular time going into the next phase, 5 to 6% is a very achievable capital appreciation rent. And even for rental yield, you're at least looking at 7% per annum once a unit is...
You, my viewer, I'm position 1.
It is today. The next best time was yesterday, actually. The
Yeah.
best time to invest was yesterday. The next best time is today. So I believe if you come and visit and you have a look around and you look at all your options, you're able to decide where you want to sit.
Okay. Dear viewers, we are coming to the end of this particular episode. I know you still have questions, and we are taking note of all that you're sending in. We are going to come back and continue with this investment journey, especially for those who are abroad and want to come and invest in Uganda. You'll be hearing more from Sylvia. She'll be telling us what were the challenges, and then from government, what do we need to do different to attract more of the Pearl Marinas here in Uganda. So stay tuned, keep watching Property Lane. See you next time.
The Property Lane.
Brought to you by
Alo.
Ensebo mwami mukasa.
Mutyaneeyo.
Yono broka.
Yenze broka wa mayumba.
Bangambye ne nyumba za mwe nnungiko.
Kituufu. Oyagala yabisenge bimeka?
Nga 3.
Ebbeeyi bagigambye?
Abangambye saata eno.
Nedda ssebo eno zaalinnya
Lwaki?
anti langi gye tusiigisa ya mulembe anti ne valiyo y'ekitundu yalinnya.
Musiigisa ki?
Global Paints.
Mutya.
Ku siiringi tukozesa Global Mat. Ate munda ne tukozesa Global Silk Vinyl.
Singa kwetaga wabweru.
Wabweru tukozesa Global Weather Coat Emulsion.
Owa. Kusiiga gye musiiga. Ogwo omutindo okusasulira essente zonna.
Guli wumite.
Global Paint, a reliable product.
The Property Lane.